the space race, NASA accuses China of their intention to take over the moon. See, that's a big difference between a country supporting the budget of the space programs as opposed to private entities doing that. It takes longer for the bidding process and getting over. For example, SpaceX has recently had a lawsuit as to who would be doing certain things in projects. Reuters reports this on WND. China on Monday rejected as an irresponsible smear a warning from the chief of NASA that China might take over the moon, quote unquote, as part of a military program, saying it has always called for the building of a community of nations in outer space. China has stepped up the pace of its space program in the past decade with the exploration of the moon at a focus. China made its first lunar uncrewed landing in 2013 and expects to launch rockets powerful enough to send astronauts to the moon towards the end of this decade. We must be very concerned that China is landing on the moon and saying it's ours now and you stay out, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson told German newspaper Bild in an interview published on Saturday. Now we know they have a plan, I believe it's with a union with Russia, to have a base on the south side of the south pole of the moon. So this is not the first time that the U.S. agency and the Space Administration ignored the facts and spoken irresponsibly about China, said Zhao Lijian, spokesman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry. The U.S. side has constantly constructed a smear campaign against China's normal and reasonable outer space endeavors, and China firmly opposes such irresponsible remarks, he said. China has always promoted the building of a shared future for humanity in outer space and opposed its weaponization and any arm race in space, he said. NASA, under its Artemis program, plans to send a crewed mission to orbit the moon in 2 years and make a crewed landing near the lunar South Pole by 2025. China is planning uncrewed missions to the moon's South Pole sometime this decade. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.